All right, so for the second part of this video, we're going to be taking a look at the calculation side of things a little bit more. So let's say a little bit more in depth of a question. And this is where the probability really gets useful if you do things repeatedly. So let's say we're looking for the probability that you roll a 2 on a 6-sided die, and you do this 75 times. So we're looking for the total number of times that we expect you to roll a 2 if you literally sit there for 75 rolls of a die and do it 75 times. So let's go through the work for this. So first, list out our sample space. Don't forget that 4 is a number. It's an important one there. So 6 total outcomes. We're just looking for a 2. So that is a single outcome. So it's not 2 over 6. It's one outcome. 1 over 6. So that is a probability that we roll a 2. And we're doing this 75 times. So the way that we do this problem actually is just we multiply. So you find the probability first and then multiply it by the number of times you repeat the event over and over and over and over again. So on the top, 1 times 75 is 75. On the bottom, 6 times 1 is just 6. So the final answer for this question is 12.5. So the full answer is, if we roll a 6-sided die 75 times, it should be a 2 12.5 times. So that is kind of taking the probability calculation with that sample space first, and then doing it over a given number of times. Secondly, another example question. Let's say this time we're looking at the probability of getting tails on a coin, and we're going to do this one 120 times. So same idea. Let's get the sample space out first. That's either heads or tails. So 2 outcomes. We just want tails. So that is 1 out of those 2 outcomes. And we bring down our 120 times. That's how many times we repeat it. And we multiply. So here we'll get 120 divided by 2, or 60. So we expect tails 60 times. So, and if we think about this one, if you flip a coin 120 times, you expect to be about half of the times heads, half the times tails. Well, 60 times is exactly half of 120 times. So that's kind of the idea behind these repeated probability events is, again, to find that probability first and then repeat it over a number of times second. This will obviously get a little bit more difficult in terms of the first step here. So it won't be quite as easy to find these values necessarily, but I would say the steps that you should remember for this are list the sample space, calculate the probability, and then multiply by the number of times the event happens. If you follow those 3 steps, you'll be in good shape and you'll get the answer.